Welcome back to the South Carolina AgriBiz and Farm Expo, where we're giving you continuous coverage, and I hope you will stay tuned or come to the door, because remember, today is Farm Bureau Day, and everyone that's a Farm Bureau member gets in free. And if you're not a member, they'll have a deal for you at the door where you can become a Farm Bureau member. And today, this afternoon, we are talking with Mr. Dave Lamie, and he's with Clemson University. And he works with a program that's Small Farm and Food Entrepreneurs Conference. And that's what you did all day yesterday.
That's right, that's right.
Tell us about the program and who you're trying to tap into. And is it South Carolina focused only?
Not necessarily South Carolina focused only, but definitely there was a strong emphasis on that. You know, as we see this AgriBiz and Farm Expo continuing to kind of take hold and evolve and grow. Speaking with Jody Martin, who has been running this show the last couple of years, decided that last year's program was really focused on kind of the big ag, that really the PD is predominant. Is a good example of where we find that kind of agriculture in South Carolina. Large focus on that, but not a strong focus on the smaller farmers or on those who are kind of tapping into the interest in local regional food systems and being able to find food in a restaurant that has the name of the farmer that produced on it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so we decided that we wanted to make sure that those sorts of people could come here and find something of value to them. And so this year we put together a program and helped them to, the target audience was the smaller farmers and the food entrepreneurs, farm to fork, all the way from the smaller farmers to the chefs, with the idea that we need to bring them into this mix too, so that as things happen at the state level, say state policies and that sort of thing, that there's a strong recognition of their interests as well in those sorts of processes.
That sounds like a fabulous program, and this is coming from a lay person that really enjoys seeing on the menu where something came from. But I also happened to speak to a woman yesterday that was in that meeting, the conference that you were running, parallel and as part of this. But she is someone that's hoping to start her own farm in Georgetown.
Okay.
Do you remember Gloria Tanubu?
Yes,
She started out as an agricultural economist.
Correct. Right
down your line of work, and then has come full circle back to wanting to get to her family's land.
Right.
Did you see many people in the group that were coming back home?
Yeah, we kind of polled the group there a little bit to find out who actually was in the room, and there was a sizable number of people who were kind of playing around with this idea of wanting to farm. Over the last 3 years, I had the pleasure of directing a South Carolina New and Beginning Farmer program. And in that program, every year we had 30 or 40 participants who came into the program wanting to develop their farm business, and we were there to help guide them and connect them with resources and that sort of thing in that program. And I would guess that half of those people that were in that program had come into it after going out and working in the corporate world somewhere and deciding they'd had enough of that and they're looking for a lifestyle change. They may have inherited some land, some family land. Many of them had no experience in agriculture to speak of. They may have been 2 or 3 generations from the farm in their particular situation. So we had to do quite a bit of work with them to kind of help them get up to speed on what they needed to learn. We taught them several things. We brought in a lot of people who could teach them several other things. And then they taught each other to a large degree as they were learning, a lot of peer-to-peer networking and learning as well. And so I saw a little bit of that happening yesterday. It was we're working at a very fast clip yesterday to try to get all this stuff out there to them. You could begin to see that happen already, though. Whenever we give them a little time, they immediately wanted to find each other and talk with each other about what it was they were doing. So I think the need for this sort of program and those sorts of initiatives is out there. People are kind of hungry for it. I'm glad to see that Clemson is going to the legislature this year to seek funding in support of this area. And so we hope that we're able to offer even more resources and programs and efforts moving forward.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about that, and also very hopeful that things end up the way that you and Clemson would like to see them, but primarily because there's so many young emerging farmers here that have talked about the need for these types of programs. So I want to thank you for joining us, and I hope you'll come back and join us again to talk about the programs that you have going on at Clemson. Thank you, Dave Lamie.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Donna.
I've been speaking with Mr. Dave Lamie. He's at Clemson University, and I want you to continue to watch because we've got some other interviews coming up right away.